Welcome along to part 2 of our video tutorial where we're learning how to create a very simple web page. This one is all about a shopping list. As you can see here, we've got the HTML section all done up, so we've got the basic structure of our web page working well. All we need to do now is add in the CSS component, so the cascading style sheet, just to jazz it up and make it look a little bit nicer. So all you need to do is jump on over to brackets. We've got the HTML still open from our previous video. We're going to make ourselves a new file. Okay, before we type anything, we're going to save it, and we're going to make sure that it goes into our ordered lists folder that we created in the previous video. And we're going to call this style sheet style.css. You should remember from the previous tutorial that we always call our style sheet style, and they should always have the extension .css on the end. Click on save, and we're not going to do too much to this web page. If we have a look at it, all I really want to put in is a bit of a background color and change up the font, and I think it will look fine. Okay, so that's what we'll work on today. Just jumping back to the index page quickly, the first thing I want to do is link the index page here, so the HTML, to the CSS. And the way we do that is go to the head section up here again, and underneath the word title, we're going to put in the pointy brackets and link a style sheet. And the href section is just saying where that style sheet's located on the computer. Brackets has already found it, it's called style.css. Okay, so link rel equals style sheet, href, so where's it saved? It's called style.css. So it's that document right there. Okay, so now that those documents are linked, I'll save that HTML up, and all we're going to work on in the style sheet is the body tags. Everything inside the body tags we're going to style up. So let's go to our style sheet, write in the body tag so it knows what it needs to style up. So in the body section, the first thing we want to style up is the background color. And the background color I'm going to go with today, let's just go with this azure, however it's pronounced. And that will change our background color, if we refresh that, to a lightish blue. Quite tricky to see probably on the video, but I can see it just on mine. A nice light tinge of blue in the background. Remember the font family, we always change this to sans serif, so it gets rid of those little feet or caps on the end of each letter and becomes a much easier to read font online. After that, we'll put in some line height. We're going to make it 1.5 EM, which is like 1.5 line spacing in Microsoft Word terms. Just gives you a bit of breathing room between each of the lines of text. And the next thing I'm going to do is just change the font size, which we probably don't need to do, but we will, to 1 EM, which is just the standard font size, which will go well with that. When we refresh it, it doesn't even change anything, so that's all good. So that's it. I'm not going to get too fancy with this CSS. We're going to leave it pretty simple like that. If we click on that link, it still takes us off there. That's all good. I guess if you wanted to, let's do it. We'll change the heading. We've done it in the previous video. Let's do it again now. My shopping list. Let's change its color. So over to the style sheet, H1. We know that H1 heading over here can be styled up individually. So let's style it up. Change its color to something dark. So go and choose yourself a dark color. There's heaps of darks just there. Dark magenta will probably work well. Semicolon at the end of the line. Control S to save it. There we go. Just got a little bit of colour now in our H1 heading. And I think that will do now. So save it up, and that is your second web page done and dusted.